What's up, guys? Here with the week three review. Um, Obviously, luckily so far this year, I've been able to be consistent and get these taken care of. So let's see if I can continue that moving forward. Although in a couple weeks, I know I won't be able to do it as I'll be traveling. But other than that, I should be able to get these up for you guys. Hopefully, just doing it on my break at work can get it taken care of. First matchup I have here is my matchup versus Mark. It obviously my team, in my opinion, is a lot better than his, but it's fantasy football, and I told him going into the week, I said I would not be surprised if his team won because, as we all know, that's just kind of how fantasy football works. And I lost this by point 0.6, so tough loss there, but it does happen. Looking at Mark's team, he had Daniel Jones, who had 16. ETN got him 12. Jalen Warren, who I just traded to him, got him 11. Cortland Sutton got 21, who I also traded to him at some point. And then everybody else was single digits. He had obviously a very low score, uh, second lowest score in the league this week. But when you play the lowest scoring team, you can still get the dub. Uh, Maybe in the future we'll talk about doing victory points. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's when you score in the top half of the league, you get a win for the week. And if you score in the bottom half of the league, you get a loss. So it rewards obviously the better teams. So that way, if you get stuck in a matchup where you happen to play the top scoring team, but you score like third most points, you can still at least get a half. Basically, you went even on the week 1-1. But we'll see if that's something we want to implement next year, potentially. Nothing else going on in his team there. Nothing on the bench either that made any difference. Obviously, he has Chris Godwin. There's a chance that he may play this week. The Bucks are going to be without Mike Evans most likely for at least a couple weeks minimum with a hamstring injury, and there's talks that Godwin may be back this week. So we'll see if that happens. Looking at the rest of his team, he squeaked out the win on Monday night with Zay Flowers, who only caught 2 balls, caught the third one, his second ball sometime in the third quarter, I believe, on a screen. And as soon as I saw that, I knew it was done. Had a little bit of life Monday night, but as expected, did eventually lose that. Um, Brian Thomas still continues to disappoint. Just had the 7 points there. He tried to throw a little Hail Mary with Hunter Info in the lineup, only got him 2 points. So nothing else to talk about there. Looking at my team, had Baker Mayfield, who had 18. Um, Trey McBride got 13, scored a touchdown for the first time in a while, and then it was just duds across the board. Lots of single digits. Barkley, not a great game. Tough matchup. Had 8. Uh, Ted McMillan just had 6. Panthers just really didn't need to do much on offense because their defense was dominating and scoring some. At least had 1 touchdown. He might have had 2 in that game. Jamar Chase struggled. He only had 6. Obviously, the change to Jake Browning affected that a little bit, and they got whopped by the Vikings. Um, can't fault having Wicks in the lineup. It was I had to throw somebody in there. I was hoping for the best with Jaden Reed out. McConkey just got me 6, and then everything else kind of whatever. Did have Drake May on the bench who had 19, so had I played him over Baker Mayfield, I could have got the victory. So that's tough to see. I'm pretty sure they were pretty tight in the rankings, but I drafted Baker as my QB1. I'm going to roll with him, at least for the time being. Next up, we got Dakota versus Michael. Dakota won this one 143 to 105. Looking at Dakota's team, Jalen Hurts at 29. They actually threw the ball in this game as they got down. McCaffrey had 19. Puka continues to perform very well. He had 17. Ricky Pearsall had 16. He was the wide receiver 1 for them on Sunday with Jennings out. Oh, wow. Vikings defense got him 32 points. I didn't realize the Vikings defense dominated that much on Sunday. Kicker got him 10. He had Scatabo on the bench who had 21. Tyrone Tracy is going to be out. I want to say maybe it's a shoulder injury. I'm not certain. So Scatabo is going to get that role. They're also going to transition over to Jackson Dart. So that team may be in tune for some explosive games potentially. Maybe. I mean, Jackson Dart's a rookie. You never know, but it's more exciting than Granddad Russell Wilson out there, honestly. Looking at the rest of his team, Higgins with the 2 points, Calvin Ridley with three. Um, disappointing there. Brock Bowers with eight. He's kind of been a little disappointing so far this year, but of course it's tight end, so um, as long as they're getting close to 10, you're usually going to be okay. It's just tough when Brock Bowers, you drafted him in the second round and expect better out of him. Looking at Michael's team, Josh Allen got 23, H. with 13, Ken Walker had 18. Obviously had a decent day with Zach Charbonnet out with injury. Waddle got him 12. Had Dalton Kincaid in at tight end with 15. Kicker got him 12. Did have Hawkinson on the bench who had 13, so he played the correct tight end. And nothing else really going on there. Next up, we got Ray versus Garrett. Ray won this one 134 to 111. I'm looking at Ray's team. Caleb Williams torched the Cowboys. He had 29 points. Bijan with 14. There's a couple plays in that game that if he didn't get tackled, he was going to be gone. Like the last defender, made the tackle, and if it wouldn't have been for him, he would have been out off to the races. James Cook had 19. Devontae Adams with 13. Mark Andrews had a nice day with 24. Seahawks defense got him 17. Nothing on the bench there. Does have James Conner. As you guys know, he's out for the season now, so a pretty decent loss for his team there. And then he doesn't have the handcuff. I happen to have Trey Benson, so now I get maybe a low end RB1, RB2 guy. So obviously get the benefit of the injury there. Looking at Garrett's team, Patrick Mahomes didn't need to do much, it looks like. He only had 13. Javonte Williams with 10. A.J. Brown, finally did A.J. Brown things with 20. Montgomery had 2 touchdowns. He had 29. And nothing else going on in the lineup. Tucker Kraft with 4. McLaurin got hurt in that game. I'm not sure if he's going to miss some time. He's got 9. Genty continues to be a massive disappointment, 6 points. Marvin Harrison with just 6. He, I honestly thought Marvin Harrison was going to be like solidified top 10 guy coming out of college, and it's not happening. I don't know if it's the team. I don't know if it's the player. Maybe it's both. I don't know, but doesn't look too good. Did have Quinshawn Judkins on the bench who had 16. So he will probably find his way somehow into the lineup, or looks like he's probably got 4 decent RBs. Maybe he'll ship one off to ship 2 players off for one or something to try to improve the team there potentially. Maybe shoot for somebody who's lacking at RB. Looking at the next matchup, we got DJ versus Dalton. DJ put up 153 to Dalton's 131. So Dalton continues to be winless, which is fun to see considering he won last year and I think he's won 3 times. So I'm all for it. Obviously, DJ looks to be one of the most dominating teams this season. Put up the high score this week. He was led by Lamar Jackson, who had 27. Jahmyr Gibbs had 24. Jordan Mason filling in for Aaron Jones, who's out with injury and on IR. He had 24. DJ Moore got 11. I think he had a touchdown. I think that's all he did in that game. Honestly, it was just looked like Caleb, I think, spread the ball around a good bit. Pittman had 16. Ferguson with 15 with CeeDee Lamb out. He's probably going to miss at least a couple weeks. Ferguson looked to be like a heavy target guy for Dak. Dobbins had 15. Nothing else going on there. Had Ibuka on the bench who had 12. Not really sure I would have benched Ibuka, but not like it cost him much anyways. Had Khalil Shakir on the bench. He had 13. And nothing else going on there. I mean, the only disappointment really in his lineup, maybe Drake London, who had 8. Obviously, it's a little less than he was projected. He's hasn't really been amazing this year like some expected. A lot of it's probably due to who Dalton played at quarterback, which is Michael Penix, who only had 4 points. That's a nice little transition there, if I say so myself. Chase Brown, disappointing 4 points. Bill Krosky Merritt with 10 in his first. I'm not even sure he started, but I'm going to assume he started. It was either him or Chris Rodriguez. Justin Jefferson got 10. He's been disappointing this year. Garrett Wilson had a nice day with 19. George Pickens with 15. His stock obviously rises with Lamb out. Hunter Henry had 25. JSN with 18. Double digits out of the Chiefs and his kicker, both with 13. Not too much going on the bench. Had Calvin Austin on the bench with 11. I think he had a touchdown in the game, which helped that there. Next up, we have Kenny versus Josh. This was a pretty close matchup. Kenny won this one 104 to 102. I'm looking at Kenny's team. Sam Darnold had 17. Derrick Henry, somewhat of a disappointing game again. That's back-to-back weeks. He only had 10. Tony Pollard with 13. Nico had a nice day with 18. A lot of that came on a broken play though. It was like a 50-yard touchdown. So without that, it wouldn't have been such a good day. Chris Olave had 11. Colts defense got him 16. Did have the Steelers defense on the bench who had 15, so he played the right defense. Don't necessarily understand carrying two defenses, but maybe there's a method to his madness. He is 2-1, so he's doing all right. Debo kind of not the best day with 4. Josh Downs only had 4 for him. Everything else kind of looks according to plan. Looking at Josh's team, Bo Nix, not the best day. He only had 13. Josh Jacobs had 10. Bucky Irving, 12. Metcalf had a nice touchdown catch. It was 11 points. Adunze, obviously, he came back down to earth a little bit after his massive week last week. He had 14. Keenan Allen, 16. I mean, that guy just kind of won't go away. I mean, wasn't very good for the Bears. Goes back to the Chargers, and I think he scored every week so far this year. So it's pretty awesome. Marion Hampton, he had him on the bench. He had 22. Obviously, Najee Harris tore his Achilles, so Amari Hampton's probably a low-end RB1 moving forward. So he's going to have a nice little trio of Hampton, Jacobs, and Irving. And with Keenan emerging as a probably high-end receiver too. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sold on Metcalf Adunze or Jameson Williams, so he's a little weak at receiver. Maybe he flips an RB or something to get some improvement at receiver there. See what he decides to do there. And then the last matchup we have here, we have Derek versus Jason. Derek won this one 127 to 98. Derek had Justin Herbert, who had 15. Jonathan Taylor with 31. He had 3 touchdowns. St. Brown had a nice day with 17. Devontae Smith, 16. Quentin Johnston with 12. It looks like for some reason, Derek decided he was going to wing it and not play a defense, which I don't understand that strategy, but it paid off here. Kicker got him 11. I mean, really, the only disappointment in his lineup, maybe Herbert slightly, and then Kamara was 6, but everybody else, I mean, particularly would probably be pretty okay with that. I mean, maybe Hubbard with 9's a little low, but everybody else, pretty solid day. Nothing going on his bench. It actually looks like he benched the Ravens defense. So he had the Ravens defense benched them. They got -6. So honestly, I mean, it's pretty good coaching. It's weird. I mean, he was up by a good bit, and his opponent only had Tyler Loop. So I'm not really sure if he thought Tyler Loop was going to score crazy amount of points, but hey, if he played the defense, he would have lost points. So kudos to him. It's not something that you see every day. Looking at Jason's team, his team had a rough week. Dak just had 12. Kyron did have 18. Stevenson maybe getting usurped by Henderson potentially. He only had 3. Obviously, CeeDee Lamb let the game hurt. He's going to be out for a few weeks. Only got him 0. Mike Evans got him 11, but Evans got hurt as well, so he lost probably 2. I mean, he's got 3 great big name receivers. I'm not so sure. I would say Tyreek and Evans are great anymore, in my opinion. But lost Lamb, lost Evans. Two of his best players on his team. So that's gonna be tough to write that out. Bucks got him 16. I mean, he already lost Aaron Jones. And doesn't have like any sign of a good receivers on the bench. I mean, he's 0-3. He's got to make a change. I mean, you gotta, at least in my opinion, at this point with those injuries, you gotta take some of those injured guys and shop them and see if you can send one and get 2 players back that you can utilize, or do some kind of package where you can get some players back that you can actually play and have some confidence in because I don't have confidence in Golden. I don't have confidence in Wandell Robinson. He lost Najee Harris. I mean, jeez, I mean his team is in shambles. Honestly, I mean it sucks, but I mean there's always things you can do to try to improve. I mean you might not want to deal Lamb or Evans or Kyron or Tyreek maybe, but you're gonna have to do something. Maybe you could even deal Aaron Jones. He's gonna come back at some point. Obviously Harris is out, so he's not usable at all. But that is the matchups for the week. And then if I look here at the waivers, it looks like it does look like Jason spent a good bit of money, 20 on Blake Corum, but that's just a handcuff for Kyron Williams, who he only already owns. He also got Ollie Gordon for 15. I don't think he has any value with Achane still healthy. Um, Nothing else looks crazy. I mean, it looks like Trey Tucker went for 21 after his 3 touchdown day to Mark. So I think that's a decent pickup there. And he didn't spend too much. I mean, I was next closest with 13. So not he didn't. It's not like he overbid by too much there. But that is the waivers for the week. I wish everybody the best of luck this week as we start week 4. I've already posted the power rankings in the group chat, so you guys kind of know where I think your teams stand. And good luck to everybody, and have a great week.